Hi guys, it's me, Jizzle Innocent again, and for this video that I will be dedicating to the holiday season in December of 2005, I shall be continuing my little stick of doing all the Star Wars videos and movies in the month of December. So, according to my watch, the next movie in line is gonna be Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Now, this movie is it suffers from what I call the middleman syndrome, in that it's in a trilogy. And it's a prequel to No Rest, where everything has to lead up to, set up to the New Hope movie. So, this was kind of like, guess a good thing and the bad thing that I like it. Now, I know that in prequels, when everything is said and done with, and episode 3 is done with, eventually, I know that not everything will equal what we see in A New Hope. That's what Lucas wanted to do. He wanted to make it perfectly matched up to the status quo of that movie, but unfortunately, he didn't get that. So he got pretty damn close to it. So, with the middleman syndrome, with the one that's sandwiched in between 1 and 2, you got kind of like a hodgepodge of stuff that began and ended certain things. For example, Watto makes his last appearance, thank God, and we see where I feel that the prequel trilogy should have began with Anakin Skywalker being a teenage youth rather than Luke Cage in the first movie, because I like Dick Lloyd in that movie, but it was a very poor decision on George Lucas's part to put Darth Vader, the big bad guy, as being Luke's slave boy. And I think it would have served the purpose better if they did it more in this era when he was a young person. Not only that, but when they introduced Padme Amidala as like his love interest slash future wife slash future choke buddy, it comes off as kind of awkward, being that Natalie Portman didn't age that much between episode 1 and episode 2, so it's kind of weird that she doesn't age that much in the movie, but yet Annie has done it. She knows him as the orphan Annie. It's like he went from a little kid to a big strong man. So that's kind of a disconnect, at least for me. Having somebody grow up to love someone that's already an adult is kind of stupid. At least to me. It would be more believable if they start out roughly the same age, like 8 or 9 or maybe even 10 years old when they first met, and then from there it went on to be the romance of the death and all that stuff. So that's all I gotta say about that. Otherwise, the romance is kind of good. It's on the cheesy side, but there are moments in life when we're a little cheesy with our lovers. Am I right or am I wrong? And of course, we got the lovely saying where Anakin Skywalker makes that Santa joke about the Wolverine as of late. Because I'm and other people. This is the Cinder Drop course. And it gets everywhere. So I hate it. Now, this might be monumentally stupid for him to say when he was a teenager and love and stuff. But, yeah, it is very stupid for him to say it. But if you think about it, when he becomes Darth Vader, and he relies on that respirator system, if Sand gets in there, that causes a major issue for him. So that's all I'm saying about that one too. It like precludes his what's gonna happen to him. Now also there's another time when a certain phrase gets kind of messed up, and that being when Obi-Wan Kenobi is in Count Dooku's clutches and it being restrained. I love Ewan McGregor in his role. I love Sir Christopher Lee in his role as Count Dooku. He's awesome, but they're both awesome in their role as Christopher Lee. In fact, you just watched the movie The Hound of Baskerville, in which Christopher Lee played with guy from the first trilogy, I'll think of later. The legendary actors too that were also in Star Wars. So that was pretty good too. Anyway, during the interrogation and trying to get Obi-Wan into turn the dark side of the Force, like usual, he makes reference to the old master, Qui-Gon Jinn. But I don't know whether it's the CD version that I own or if it's the recording was bad or whatever, but he said the words Qui-Gon Jew. That's kind of funny actually. Well, I'm pretty sure Liam Neeson is Jewish. But whatever, that doesn't matter. He's still down the eyes and all that. But I know that one of the little Padawan boys that are trained to become a Jedi and all that, it's actually named Liam. So I guess it must be like a tribute to that guy. God bless him. Anyway, there are some things that I really like the space battles, the battle on the I think it's in Naboo with the Trade Federation. I like the part where Amidala and Obi-Wan are all captured and but we sacrificed gladiator style. I like the Geonosians, which I think might have been influenced by the drones from Halo 2 and beyond at that point in the games. I'm not sure. I think that Halo 2 came out. No, I think of it. I think this movie came out first because I think this came out in 2001, and the game came out in 2004, somewhere around that time, 2004, 5-ish. So yeah, so this one came out first. Anyway, the Geonosians are like bug type aliens, which is actually pretty neat fly too. But one of the best things in the universe are the sound effects. You got the Wilhelm scream. I don't think it's in this movie, but they have the Wilhelm scream. They have the iconic lightsaber charging noise, and then they have the famous Death Star warming up to giant death laser. But also, you got the introduction in this movie of the seismic charge, that wah noise. And I really love that. I love the whole chase sequence with Jango and Boba Fett. Son that would later become the true toy of the Sarlacc in the pit. And among other things, besides that, I like the fight between Jango, the father, and Obi-Wan, and Kamino. But there are a few things that I don't like. I like Dexter. I like him. I hate the idea of the 50s diner with that robot waitress, because that's popular nowadays, or used to be popular nowadays. The being nostalgic for the 50s and whatnot. But I don't think that it was proper to have the same style of nostalgia for something that was made in a galaxy far, a long time ago, in a galaxy far away. I don't think we have the same references as we do for our own 1950s American nostalgia for Americana and stuff like that. And doesn't stay well there. Yeah, I like the fact that it got emotional for the separatist attack on Queen, formerly Queen Benev Senator Jaime Abdallah, which I have to question. Why did they do that? Why did they make her a queen at first, but then a senator? I would think that in that case to be much less danger put on her head. But she's obviously a target. Obviously the one that's killed is Keira Knightley, the character. But my question is, why did the assassin, which will find out Jango Fett, why would the assassin wait until the plane of the spaceship or on the ground to blow it up? Why not just blow up while we're in transit or in the sky or about to land? And that seemed kind of like a waste. So then they put the Jedi Council puts the Jedi Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker and babysitting duty for lovely senator, and Anakin has a heart for her. And then we see she's buddy with Beelzebub's ballsack, Jar Jar Binks, who, let's be honest here, does ruin the galaxy for everybody. He gives Palpatine the power, the everything else he wants, all the emergency powers and stuff. And he just makes a real mess of things, as per usual. But you see, with at least in this one, he is more refined, more more dignified, even though he's still talking like a raisin asshole. Anyway, let's see here. So they get into a case after the bounty hunter, or the changeling that the bounty hunter hires to kill Amidala. And I gotta admit, the chase sequence is such very good. It really does illustrate Anakin's brashness, his impulsiveness, and his willingness to talk back to authority. In this case, it's Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. Excited because, I like Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker. But like Deep Lloyd, the bad writing does shine through, and but unfortunately his physical and emotional performance also go through. So even the script dialogue, you can see that there's emotion and more of a career from Dick Lloyd. I'm sure that even to this day, people we know Christian Higginson for that one role in both movies. Don't forget the line, I hate them. I saw them all like animals. Not just the men, but the women and the children. It sounded like a petulant child when you said that. Not somebody that just killed the whole settlement of people. And then you have the same people who in the future will become Luke Skywalker's foster parents, I guess you call that, and also the moisture farm, which could come in handy one day in the summer here. So anyway, let's see here. Yep. When I usually about teach friend here, I like the part where we go into that little knock off of my most likely cantina, the bar, and then Obi-Wan does the thing where you don't want somebody dead sick. You want to rethink your life. So the drug dealer says, I want to do that. I don't want to see drug death sticks. I want to rethink my life. That's a good way to use Jedi mind powers, mind tricks to the good, rather than just seeing what people think of you. Which, by the way, I would totally do that. I would be in a room for women and say, okay, who likes me? So, yeah, that'd be good function of that. Also, they give away that sounded from Palpatine, the guy, by mentioning the Sith Lord, and they haven't read the minds of certain people. So it gives away a little bit. Now also, there's also a little bit of a mystery as to what happened to Camino and what happened to this guy Typho Diaz, which were the mass clone army. I mean, not mass. I mean, huge, like millions of clone troopers in his image, and then one Boba that would be made for himself, unchanged, in the natural way, as God intended. Now, back when we're talking about the chase and the clone, the changeling, he was taken out by Boba, by Jango, so that we wouldn't tell who we were working for. But yet, that outsourcing of a bounty hunter for another contender kind of easy if you ask me, because I feel that Jango should have been the one to try to kill Amidala. That whole thing with the changing from woman to whatever the hell it was supposed to be. It's kind of like too much padding for this movie. By the way, it was too long anyway. Two, 2.5 hours almost. So they have them right away, and him try to find Dexter, and they find out from him. I guess he's supposed to be some kind of war hero or something with a lot of experience, and then he can tell the difference between knowledge and wisdom. So he tells Obi-Wan about the dog that comes from Kamino that killed the bounty hunter. He goes to investigate Kamino, and the librarian at the Jedi temple there told him that there is no such place in the Star Charts. And they figured out that whoever did that, whoever raised it, had to be a Jedi at one point. And it's drawn a blank. More on him in a little bit. I like his cheap guy in this movie, as I did with the other movie and the other one in the prequel, Revenge of the Sith. So anyway, I like the whole mystery thing. I like the fact that you don't actually see anything about Cypher Diaz. I think that they might have him in like one of the side stories of the Star Wars, like in a novelization or something. But they never actually show him in the main story. You did show him. You just tell that he died 10 years prior, and then he gave the order to make a million or so clone trooper troops. So the Kaminoans that in the word, follow through with that, and that means like a million or so troops based on Jango Fett. Now, I also like the idea about the design of the Kaminoans, as well as probably Amidala's hairstyle of looking, because they have they have her in like a weird hairstyle that looks back to an alien head from the Alien franchise, as well as the two proto hair buttons make it look like I'm trying to think of, I know I can't think of the name of the character, but the siren heads, from that weird psychological thing where they have two horns kind of heads like a big siren. It's weird. I don't know if I mention it. But anyway, I remember that the British actor that saw with Christopher Lee, it was Peter Cushing. Yeah, that was awesome. I think they also started in a Dracula movie together too. I think Peter Cushing played Van Helsing, and Christopher Lee played Dracula. So anyway, they have him fighting with Obi-Wan Kenobi, because Kenobi is a little bit too nosy about everything and discovering the truth about everything. So you have a nice little fight between Bartender and the Jedi Knight. It's just something I like. And meanwhile, Boba is in charge of getting away with the slave one chip. It's kind of a questionable name for a escape ship. But I like the design. I really like the fact that when he's taking off, he's like got his back parallel to the ground. But when it goes upright, he becomes upright. Like in a regular NASA shuttle take off. So that's kind of fun. But then when Obi-Wan gives chase to the two father and son, you do that epic space battle with the sudden charges that go wow, and that's really awesome, really cool. I wish that they would use that in more movies besides this one, and the next one too. I believe maybe just this, unfortunately. So then they have and during this part, the Jedi Council part, the section where they talking stuff, really dragged. It's really boring, and they're like, we should send this person over here. We should send that person over there. We should send that person over there. We should do this. We should do that. And it's a whole big slog. Get the lightsaber fights right for crying out loud. So anyway, they get to the Amidala and Anakin go to Naboo role places again, and no more snoozing time. It's more of a I have to go see my mommy dearest. So he goes over to talk to Watto again, and first he doesn't recognize him, but then he finds out that he's Anakin. I would think that they'd be a little more hostile feelings for Watto because he did own him in his mother at one point. He even sold his mother off. And I remember that when I made the first video for it before it got erased, I commented how when Anakin says C-3PO just a C-3PO, and the robot actress says to himself just the C part, so it's C and 3PO. But I'm still gonna see that Qui-Gon Jinn more now. I don't know if George Lucas is Jewish. I want to say yes, he is, but it doesn't matter anyway. So anyway, we have everybody. Right after this, Anakin and the others was captured, and they do like a video game sequence where he tried to rescue Obi-Wan, and ordered to rescue them all until they're captured by the Geonosians, and then they're put in the big gladiator arena where it's upon by 3 different creatures, and one of them is like a turtle brontosaurus thing, and the other is like a weird cat thing with a weird head on it. Thank God scratches Amidala right in the midriff area. Little tummy. So there's that. And then the third one is the rhinoceros thing. I'm just gonna be kind of bestiary on Saul's character, but I really don't care that much about him. So I'm not gonna look it up. I'll let you guys look that up in your own time. Anyway, they have they have they all get out and all they all race way to get out. Meanwhile, the Jedi Council is coming in. They're storming the gladiator gates with massive troop deployment, and Yoda's in there, and Jedi Master Frank Champagne is in there. Yeah, same old Declan is in there with a purple lightsaber, no less. And I like the lore behind it, because Samuel Jackson just wanted to have a unique lightsaber color or flavor, so they give him purple. Now I like the lore behind it, saying that the lightsaber represents committal to the light side, also feasting on the dark side, but not getting corrupted by it. So that's why the Sith hated him, and because his form and his lightsaber allowed him to tap into the dark side without becoming corrupted by it. Anyway, he's the one that beheads and kills Jango Fett, and he leads Boba in the middle of the big battle. You notice suddenly with his father's helmet like this, now I was expecting for to fly as the helmet in the head, but I guess he didn't want to be too coy, stabbing an innocent creature in the thorax with a lightsaber and killing many other creatures is okay, but when you do a human head or a clone head, that draws a line. That's too much. So anyway, you got to go there. Now, in the first trilogy, he didn't really do that much. He was just like a transfer Luke, like Mickey for Rocky. He was a wild creature. He was very smart and very sophisticated in his way of speaking, which I believe that in this movie was his first way of speaking like that. But it is the first time actually he inflicts his force muscles. Now, I think I know why I like him so much in this phase of his life. Because he reminded me so much of Lord Frieza. Now, yeah, I know that Frieza is a dead guy. Now, I know that Yoda is the ultimate good guy in the Star Wars franchise. Hear me out. Think about it like this, okay? Both Frieza and Yoda are incredibly powerful telepaths. And that's the strong duo, I wager. But the thing is that Frieza uses a power chair for everywhere that goes in its first form. And you always think that he can be a weakling. Luke got the atrophy years ago. So Yoda, he's always seen with a hover chair. He's always seen with a cane or a crutch or something. So you assume that he can be a weak, pathetic little guy. For those of you who haven't seen the actual original trilogy, you assume that he can be a weak little green gnome. Up until he ends up taking the Force, right up until he starts commanding the troops to take down the nearest starship before takeoff. And then you actually see them blasting off. And then the laser hits him and then he pulls him back to the hole where it logs from. Which is kind of sad. You want these people to kind of escape until they're drawn back. Anyway, they show up. They show Yoda, doing that. And then he tracks. Then time for Dooku to fight up against Obi-Wan and Anakin. So I like the way Obi-Wan is pure white robe, and I love the way Anakin wears a black robe to signify what he's going to become eventually with Darth Vader, and he's going to tap into the dark side. Whereas in the first movie, you just wore white or beige, if you will. Now, I want to tell you this before getting this big awesome fight scene, is that when he goes out to his mom to go rescue his mom from the Tusken Raiders again, this is the first time that we actually see him tap into the dark side energy because they kill his mother through torture and other means, which I probably want to imagine what they do to her. It's me, say. But they show him being and rightly so pissed off at them. You know, he kills them, he lets his anger flow through him and all of that other stuff. So we see that he gradually turns into Darth Vader, being so angry, being so petulant, being so whiny at first. But the whininess and the teenage angst is nothing in comparison to seeing his mother die in his arms. To the song, you just died in my arms tonight, or something or other. You know, that kind of thing would Trevor Brand off deep end. So he can see his mother or father being tortured and envisioned, and then have him die right there in front of you. So then he brings them home and they give him proper service to the mother. In any case, back to this final fight. So you got Obi-Wan and Anakin versus Count Dooku. And let me tell you, it's awesome to see Obi-Wan and the other guy, the powerful Padawan, getting up there in power. Take on this ultimate bad guy so far. And it's very real awesome because you see him throwing shit at two boys, you know, you see him logging with the force push, you see him do all kinds of lightning you could use force lightning and stuff, and Obi-Wan catching with the lightsaber. That's really awesome to me. That and he played good music for it too. You know, like the arguments that people say that Count Dooku didn't have the Sith eyes. I have heard the argument that said that Count Dooku didn't give himself all the way to the dark side of the Force. He was more like into the politics of the war. And yeah, I could see that. And then he would turn Qui-Gon Jinn into a Sith Lord too, if he hadn't died. I say no. Not going to turn Qui-Gon Jinn into a Sith Lord. But the two guys actually fight him. And I can't even do the world to lightsabers. Something that I wish that you could do in Halo with the energy so we can't stop for his lane. And they then have him picking apart again with a special lightsaber in the hilt. And he with a Queen Blade he kills just with one of Anakin's lightsaber blades and hilts. And he chops off his hand. Again, another thing that will happen in the future to poor Anakin. And then he puts him near Obi-Wan. And then the big boss comes in. The main kid, the green elf himself, ends up putting quite a good fight against Dooku. He's flipping around like a sword wielding bullfrog. And it's amazing thing that despite Dooku's power and influence on the Force and stuff, he still needs to live bastard to save his life. And everything he does, the Force lightning stuff he does, it's like took the hand and he catches it on his head and launches it back at him. To which Dooku took push it all to the side. And it means that Dooku ends up kind of playing dirty a little bit by threatening to crush the two unconscious Jedi Knights under a pipe rope or something. A pipe, yeah, like a wood pipe. And it's really notable that to do that during Christmas season, being that Dooku uses the best lightsaber, meaning the Sith guys, and you'll use a piece of green for the green guy himself and the Force being good. So it's a very good Christmas color thing. So Yoda is holding him upright with his mind and powers and all that. Dooku runs away, playing that day, kind of like Snazzy Whiplash or Dr. Claw. I'm gonna go with Dr. Claw. So he runs away with, I believe, the death saw all one plans, and the emergency powers are given to Senator Palpatine, and let's see about there. I also like when Count Dooku's ship goes into space and he does that solar sail thing. That's pretty cool. And I like warp drive effect in this movie too. When they break out warp drive, Obi-Wan comes out of the ship, warp drive, because I think they were trying to imply that the main ship breaks away from the actual warp engine like our ships do when we go into outer space. That's pretty cool that some technology from today carries on to technology in the future. However many years that might be. So anyway, yeah, and Anakin ends up marrying with Senator Amidala, and it's quite weird that the Jedi allow a lot of emotion. They don't allow love or attachment, which is kind of weird because they're basically monks, pretty much. Love of nature, love of people level the Flash, level Snooze Moo. That interesting the way that not a lot of moving like that love. So anyway, I like this movie. It's not as good as Revenge of the Sith, but it's no episode 1. That one definitely the bottom of the barrel for me. I think that it should have episode 1 cover like Anakin Skywalker journey from like a couple years before this movie came out. Like you should have a young teenager, not the little boy, because the little boy was kind of stupid. Jump from the little boy to now it's very jarring. Too much. But yeah, I'm glad I saw this movie again. And I thank you for watching my video on Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. I did this for the holiday season of December of 2025. I give this an everyday silver bullet. There's certain caveats, which I love the fight with Yoda, but Count Dooku is all its little treasure, and fight the mystery of Cypher Diaz and the Camille and the clones. That's always good. The worlds are nice too. The world of Camille with dice and Boo with dice. You know, this is nice too. Everything is pretty nice over there. Even the part where they have like the vegan sequence in that giant machine world is actually pretty cool too. And even they even have a sound effect in there, something like the disco duck, when the little nozzle come on and breathe more of the middle into that giant jar, stone jar. And yeah, it would be pretty fun. I love the lot of type of duels. I love Samuel Jackson. I love the mini role of Jar Jar Binks. You know, he should be beheaded and put it on his head on a spike. These people know that this guy is no good. He's no good at clown. He's this the destroyer. He's just incarnate. So why do you have him be a delegation leader? Why not have the boss Nass? He'd be a much better, much more competent guy for that. Although I do feel that Jar Jar Binks is more capable than Trump is. That's the point. And if you look here and you want to see more videos, don't like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Oh yeah, by the way, I like the way when Anakin's riding on the speeder bike to see his mommy, it's somewhat like a the rebel cause, and he's riding at night, and it's kind of romantic actually. But yeah, it can do much good. Anyway, if you want to leave any more comments or anything about my future videos, you can call me or text message me at 631 707 3707. Can follow me on Twitter or X if you prefer it at P Melson Probe. Also, you can get my email at jjsviewingchannel@gmail.com. So, because I like Star Wars, as Aliens likes too, which is Lucas' other movies and productions. And kids, holiday season, so have a Merry Christmas, have a Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year's. And may the Fourth be with you. Peace out, my brothers and sisters. I'll see you in the next video. All you girls and guys in Interland. Sayonara. Bonsoir. Buenos Aires. Ta-ta.